rankings is such a weird thing, especially when it comes to rugby, because it is something as simple as a team losing. They can potentially lose multiple spaces. Who is the best team in the world? Is it the team that sits throughout the year at number 1? Or is it the team that wins the Rugby World Cup? Considering that only happens every 4 years. So I want to break down who's currently the world rankings, who's number 1 in the world rankings, and do they deserve to be there? So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And let's get into it. Now, currently, New Zealand are top of the world rankings, but after their loss to Argentina, they dropped substantial points. Now they are sitting in number 1 at 90.72 points, whereas South Africa is currently sitting second with 90.01 after the win over the Wallabies. But then we have Ireland 89.83, France 87.82, England 87.64, Australia 84.85, Argentina 83.40. Now you can go through the rest yourself, but these are the big ones, the big 6, especially considering the Rugby Championship. 4 out of those top 6 are currently playing. So we saw big changes. After South Africa ended up losing their first test up against the Wallabies, they actually saw Ireland jump up to second, even though they hadn't even played a game. Right? It's because the amount of points that were taken off the Springboks took them below Ireland's points. Now, the next game that's going to be coming up in round 3 is going to be South Africa versus New Zealand and Argentina versus the Wallabies. Lots can change. So many things can change within the course of this. Never mind taking consideration the back end of the year, where South Africa is ultimately going to be playing France and Ireland, who both sit in number 3 and number 4 in 4th respectively. So South Africa have been sitting as the world's best team for a little while now. It was occupied by Ireland for a very good point as well. But South Africa have won 2 Rugby World Cups in a row. Does that technically make them the best team in the world until the next Rugby World Cup comes around? Or is it the team that sticks in first place for longest within those periods? This is something that is always going to be up for debate. Personally, I feel that it is that team that is sitting in the first place for the longest period in between World Cups. Naturally, when you do win the World Cup, you do go to first, which is understandable because that means you have beaten pretty much the best about to be named first. Understandable. But what happens after that? You have 4 years of playing rugby. 4 years is a very big gap in between teams, in between players that are coming and going. So a lot of different styles are played, a lot of different managers come and go. Well, coaches, they come and go. So lots can change within the space of 4 years. South Africa have won back-to-back World Rugby World Cups. Does that make them the world's best by default? I don't think so. Does them being first make them the best at that given point? Yes. Right now, personally, I do feel New Zealand and South Africa are on par with each other. It is literally it is a hair's gap that splits the two. Now, if South Africa end up going to Eden Park and beating them in their home, and then potentially even doing the double over them, South Africa would then jump back to first. New Zealand would jump probably down to third, taking consideration the point system. And then how does that work? New Zealand are one of the greatest teams to ever play rugby, but we could see Ireland jump up and down depending on how well or how badly New Zealand or South Africa play. So personally, New Zealand deserve to be where they are right now. The same way I truly do feel when South Africa go to Eden Park and beat the All Blacks, they will then deserve to be where they are because of the games that they have played. But if South Africa are able to go to New Zealand, beat them at their home ground, and then go on to beat France and Ireland, I truly do feel that would make them quite possibly the greatest rugby playing nation in the world at the moment. Because not only would they have beaten the All Blacks, they would have beaten Ireland, France, Australia. The only team I don't think they are playing is England. But personally, if South Africa are able to get wins over all of them, what's to say that they aren't the best in the world? So it's going to jump up and down, left and right until the end of the year. Well, literally until the World Cup in 2027. But whoever sticks it out at number 1, I feel that they deserve to be classified as the best, because that means that they are playing the best rugby, especially up against the hardest opponents. Argentina and Australia quite easily showed that just because you're number 1 and you're number 2 does not make you unbeatable. Argentina put in a brilliant performance up against the All Blacks, and the Wallabies had a stellar performance in the first test up against South Africa, really humbling them and bringing them down to earth. So how are things going to play out by the end of the year? I don't know. But this world ranking is definitely going to get tighter. We are seeing now Australia within pretty much 3 points, well, just under 3 points gap of England in 5th. Argentina is just 1.45 points away from catching Australia in 6th. So if Argentina and the Wallabies manage to get at least some relatively good results or better results, we could see that shift quite heavily. If Argentina is able to get the better of Australia, we could even potentially see Argentina jump up to 6th. Argentina have beaten the All Blacks, I think, 4 times in the last 5 years, showing what kind of powerhouse team that they are becoming. So it's no longer becoming an upset when they are starting to beat big teams on a regular basis. This top 6 is getting tighter and tighter every single game. Now, I want to know who you guys support and where you guys see yourself being by the end of the year if performances go your way. And I want to hear what your distinction, or what your understanding of the world's best team is and what it means to sit in first. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.